Hi guys, it has been 2 weeks that we've been locked or quarantined, not to go out, and I was working in pretty much in restaurant, but today I've just been out of work for 2 weeks. But I use this space to finished my second book, which one I've been talking about, and the first one is already on Amazon, which is the first book, America APG. And this second book is just like, as you see here, this is how I work. So this is how I work. It's like uh, I do this and then I just transport it to this now, and then I have to go to second round, and then the first one was, of course, it's just written by hand, and but I see this. I think I'm gonna add a second. I'm gonna add the last couple of pages on this book, which is I will talk about the pandemic crisis that the planet is going through today, and it is really sad what's going on, especially in United States. As you know, United States one of the powerful country on earth, but he has sanctioning other countries like Cuba, Venezuela, Iran, even Russia. His the different administration of the United States presidency has put sanction against Cuba, against Russia, against China, in terms of international trade or tariffs and all that thing. And lately, as you see in the news, or not in the news, but the live stream pages, that the Russia, even with the sanction, but they send it like 4 airplane of medical supply to United States, especially in New York, which is the epicenter of this crisis. And it is good to see those acting like human sense, like human, like we all human in this type of crisis. But the United States has take an other path, as you see in Venezuela. Now they're trying to move their military narcotic, supposed to be a narcotic ships to the Atlantic or to the Pacific Ocean. But I think the point is that they try to invade Venezuela on top of this crisis. In Cuba, in China, they have a sanction. Now Cuba or Venezuela, they can't even get much help from other nations because of this sanction. But still, this administration, they can lift it at least for a couple of months just for this crisis. And is what's going on in United States is, I think, I know they still strong and term of healthcare. But as you see, I think we need some change, as they've been talking about running this candidate with universal healthcare and tuition free for college, so we can have more students that they can go to school, or maybe they are the solution for this type of crisis. But this pandemic is not just this. The pandemic has happened centuries ago. As we see, even that when those Europeans came here to this continent, they brought new illness or new disease to this continent, to these people. And there is so many uh, community, villages, they were wiped up entirely about this new uh, disease or new pandemic illness that they brought when they came here. As you see, that those chicken pox or those fever, or the last one it was, I think the century of 17, yeah, the Spanish flu. That it's very well known about Spanish flu because it started in Spain and came here to United States, to the America, around the world, and killed so many millions of people. But I see this pandemic, I think, is part of our nature, is part of some powerful nature that nobody can do about it. This all we have to do is change the way we live, change the way to treat other people, change to understanding that we as a human, we are don't have any power to kill, to destroy, to to destroy our planet. Because I think this is a payback from the nature what we've been doing, the big corporation like fusion fuel, like destroying our planet. And this is something that we have to think about it. Imagine if the air gets contaminated a couple of centuries from here, a couple of decades from here, nobody should be able to go out on the street because it will get killed by a lot of pollution on air. Imagine this is just a pandemic, and now our people are getting locked in. If they can't even go freely in the park or dining or going out. So this is something that we should change our form of living, because this type of living is just being luxurious. But the other thing too, or this is stimulus economy that United States they is doing a great move, not doing a great job, but doing a great move to help their citizens, sending money to their hand. But we see in Mexico, Central America, South America, we see in the live stream videos, people dying on the street and they not getting help from their government. There's no health system like that goes through the communities or the standard. There's a fair government. There's a lot of corruption up there, and we see the how these rich people think about this pandemic. We see Trump how he says that if he if the United States reaches to the 100 death or 1,000 death or 2,000 death in the United States, and he thinks he's being doing a great job. Imagine that from someone that killing two, three people is a great job. No, I think that the way they think about our citizen, our people in different country, different culture, is really sad. And we see those homeless people too. And you see those homeless people sleeping on the parking lot. They can't even rent a hotel that they can go inside. They can treat them as a human, or even benefits from all the people that we work that we are not homeless. But if these homeless people get sick on the street, and this pandemic transmitted just like like magic that goes everywhere, and then we're gonna get sick too. So, but this type of government, the capitalism system, I think has failed. But as you see, China, Cuba, and Russia, with other sense of thinking about socialism, about the system, they've been sending doctors, they've been sending help to another countries. But thank you guys, and stay safe. And I hope this channel, or just follow us on our social media, our YouTube, America Patra APG, or this social media or Twitter. And we have other topic, and the idea is like one day we have to run and socialize our idea so we can change the system. We can change the way we live, and then be get more focus on the human value, not the money's value that now is more important to those rich people. Thank you guys, and share this video.